You just found the perfect candidate. 10 years in insurance, 2 agencies before yours, knows the lingo, and references check out. So you skip the assessments. Because why test somebody with a decade of experience? 90 days later, you discover they don't understand the difference between a per occurrence and a per claim deductible. And they struggle to explain basic exclusions without reading directly from a policy. 10 years of experience and critical knowledge gaps that are now creating massive E&O exposure. And it happens every single day. Not all experience is created equal. Some agencies have great training programs and high standards. Others let people figure out as they go. An account manager can spend 10 years processing transactions, answering basic questions, and leading on colleagues for anything complex. Their resume says 10 years. Their actual coverage knowledge says 2. You can't always tell the difference in an interview. In fact, experienced candidates are often the best interviewers. They know the vocabulary, they talk about previous roles with confidence, they describe complex scenarios they even handled, or they say they handled. But talking about insurance and truly understanding it are very different things. I've seen experienced hires who couldn't explain other insurance clauses, or didn't understand business income coverage, or confused deductibles with SAR. These aren't edge cases. These are the foundational concepts that anyone handling clients needs to know cold. This is why experienced candidates needed a different experiential evaluation layer. For new to industry hires, you test aptitude, personality, EQ, and practical skills, because they aren't expected to know the coverage yet. But when someone claims they already know this stuff, you need to verify it. Coverage knowledge testing does exactly that. A well-designed assessment tests real understanding, not memorization, but the ability to apply concepts. Can this candidate identify the right coverage for a given scenario? Do they understand how policy conditions interact with coverage grants? Can they spot a gap when they see one? This isn't about tricking people with obscure trivia. It's about testing practical knowledge they should have gained from their previous experience. If a candidate says they can manage commercial accounts and have done so for the past 8 years, they should know how additional insurer endorsements differ, what makes a cert compliant, and how to calculate a co-insurance penalty. If they can't, you need that information before you hire, not after. Does failing a knowledge test mean you shouldn't hire somebody? Not necessarily, but it does tell you exactly where they stand. Maybe they're strong in personal lines but weak in commercial. Maybe they know general liability inside and out, but have never touched a professional liability policy before. That information lets you build a targeted onboarding and training plan instead of assuming they're ready to go. When an experienced candidate completes your assessment, you see exactly what they know versus what their resume claims. You see where their strengths are and where their gaps live. No more surprises 3 months in. No more discovering gaps through client complaints or E&O incidents. When you combine coverage knowledge testing with aptitude, personality, EQ, and practical skills assessments, this will help you understand a candidate from a 360 perspective and build an accurate perspective of what they can do for your agency. You aren't guessing anymore. You're making a decision backed on data. Experience is valuable, but only when it's real. Stop taking resumes at face value. If you followed this series so far, you now got a framework for a world-class hiring process. For more videos like this, click the subscribe button.